Howdy y'all, Fuzzy Biker here at Baxter Cycle in the mighty metropolis of Marnie, Iowa, and look what I've been driving around. I just got back from a ride on this, and that'll be at the end of the video, but this is a Janus Motorcycles Halcyon 27-inch, or 450 they call it, Halcyon 450, and that is an absolute dream of a machine. It's got a little over 4,000 miles on it. The fellow that owns this was driving through, he just came back from Sturgis, and he wanted to run through here to Baxter's. He got himself a new back tire on the old hot rod there. And what a treat it is. I really appreciate him letting us ride it. This has just been an absolute treat to ride. So what is it? It's a, let's start with the engine. First off, it's a bike. It's a modern motorcycle built to fill the vintage need. You want a vintage bike, but you want a modern motorcycle also. And this is what has happened. So the styling is very it's got kind of a Vincent type rear end. It's supposed to have like a featherweight style frame. It's got this link front end, link front end. Look at that. By the way, the bike is incredibly light. It's got metal everything, aluminum tank, airbox. There's an oil tank back here. It's a dry sump engine. He's got this stuff on here just to protect the paint. He's going to take that off when he gets home. It's got this wonderful, I think it's Sergeant seat, very comfortable seat. I was very impressed with that. That's where the oil goes in. It's got dual pipes, but it's a single cylinder engine. The engine is a old Honda engine that has been updated, modified, and built in China, and specifically for Janus. And they've added a couple extra fins. They put the oil cooler on it. They increased the displacement. It's fuel injected. It's got a 5-speed transmission. Produces about 30 horsepower. I'm not sure of the torque number. It was a joy to ride. It liked, he told me before I rode it, he said anything below 3,000 RPM, it's going to, he didn't use any, it's going to complain bitterly. And then over 4,000, he said it started running great, and he was absolutely dead on that. So try to keep it over 4,000. Red line's 8,000. He, like I said, he's coming back from Sturgis. So, but anyway, back to the bike. So it's got these square tube front end, this featherweight style frame, hydraulic brakes in the front and the back. On the front over there, on the back here. That looks like a dual piston on the front. Yeah, it is a Brembo dual piston on the front. So Brembo brakes. Here's the master cylinder. I'm not sure what that's off of. On the rear, that looks like a Viber on the rear. That's amazing, isn't it? This was all taken apart a little bit ago because they were doing the back tire. It's really neat to look at. But just look at this. It's all hand built, handmade. It's put together in Indiana, I believe. Let me see if I can find the sticker. There's a sticker on here that I think it's Goshen, Indiana. I think I got that right. Yeah, right there. Made in America, of course. Just look at that thing. Shifter on this side. Yeah, it was a lot of fun to ride. It does not ride like any motorcycle you will ever ride in your life. I'll just tell you that right now. And if you appreciate the uniqueness of a bike like this, of any motorcycle, you'll appreciate riding this. This was built by a designer instead of an engineer, so there's a lot of style that goes on with this thing. A lot of it's aesthetically pleasing in big ways. So just an absolute hoot, absolute thrill of a bike to ride. I like the color he chose. So when you go into their configurator at Janus Cycles, you choose a color, you choose the pinstriping, you choose, like this is a dual pinstripe, you choose the accessories you want, the windscreen. He added this one himself, but you can get a windscreen from him, the type of seat, all kinds of neat things like that. And I am just really, I don't know if it's showing through, but I'm very excited to have ridden this. This has been a real privilege, and if you ever get a chance to ride one, just do it. Just do it. If you live anywhere near Goshen, get over there and check those guys out. Look at this taillight. It says stop right there. Just a gorgeous thing. Just an absolute gorgeous thing. Here's a good look at those twin shocks back there. Those are Icon shocks. Coney, the original Vincent had 2 springs with a Coney shock in the middle. So it had 2 loose springs, not loose springs, but 2 captive springs with a Coney shock in the center. Coney was eventually bought out by a couple companies, ended up being owned by Icon. These are actually Icon shocks. Now the shock and the springs are together, but adjustable, of course. Then there's the seat spring right there. Isn't that neat? Just a really neat. There's the oil tank cover. He's got the it says what kind of oil right there. It says Janus on it. He's got all the little doodads, all the little foibles, and look at that. Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. Hand painted, This is the battery case. There's a little battery in there. He has an aftermarket horn that he put on. He wanted a louder horn than what the stock was. Look at that, the front end right there. Just beautiful. You know, he had this put on. They notched this out just sort of to clear the headlight, apparently. Some sort of issue there, but very nicely done. Looks good. Looks very, I just noticed that's actually a skull. Ha ha! What a bike, what a bike. He added these levers because he wanted adjustability for his levers. So let's jump up here. Tachometer, speedometer, turn that on, and it's got a little LCD down here, and there's a button somewhere to adjust it. I'm not even going to try, but like right now, his odometer, it says 4,181 miles. Fuel light right here, turn signal light there, high beam light. Over here is the neutral light. In here is like a, you know what, I'm going to try. Trip 1, I'm not sure what that is. Trip 2, not sure what that is. Time maybe? Temperature, 82 degrees. Well, that must be engine temperature or something because it's not 82 here. Voltage, all kind of, and then back to odometer. Gauge wise, or switch gear wise, he's got a flash to pass button here. High lows, blinker, horn. Hey, let's turn the horn on. Ready? He's got quite a bit of horn, doesn't he? Over here, he's got kill switch and start switch. There is no kickstart on this engine. They had the Biltwell barrel grips on here, but he wanted these flatter grips. So he has these. I think these are Biltwells as well. I believe they are. Yeah, they say Biltwell on the end of them. Got this aftermarket, made it fit. This is where he puts his phone. There's a. He told me the name of the company, but I can't think of it now. But interesting, huh? Just a really neat thing. This is the starter right back in here. Just check that out. Look at the gold of the mufflers. As when you have chrome like this, and when it heats up, it turns gold like this. Absolutely beautiful. As it cools down, it'll soften up. Of course, there's a lot of dirt on it. Like I said, he's returning from Oshkosh. I mean, Sturgis. Oshkosh. The guy's a pilot, so I'm getting my places mixed up, right? But isn't that just a real beautiful thing? Look at all the little detail there. I'm very impressed. I'm very impressed. All right, y'all, let's take this little Janus Halcyon 450 for a run. Turn the key on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 440 some cc single cylinder engine. We'll take a look at that here in a minute. Exhaust pipe alley. Now I just drove the 250 a couple weeks ago. Handling is very similar so far. Clutch is a little grabby. Very interesting, very interesting. He told me to use the RPMs, so we're going to do that. 3, 4, 5 gears. Yep, 5 speeds. We've had a little bit of rain here, so we'll take it easy. The seat is very comfortable. It's a Sargent seat. It's got springs in it. I'm sitting upright, pretty much upright. My knees feel like they're slightly below my hips, and my heels seem like they're just right below, right behind my knees. Very comfortable seating position. Okay, back down to first. Let's see how she turns here. Hey, we did it. It's kind of a grabby clutch. He told me to use the RPMs, and we are. Very good, very good. Said to keep it above 4,000. Red line is 8. Just very well. I like it. I do like it. It's an interesting riding motorcycle for sure. It rides like nothing else. It rides different, the same, I don't know how to quantify this. It rides similarly to the 250, but with far more power. It's a 30 horsepower single cylinder engine. It does vibrate through the bars, but nothing terrible. Well, he's right about the RPMs. It definitely likes being over 4,000. Got a single mirror over here. Let's see if we can do the little figure 8 test here. I do not know what the wheelbase is. Incredibly light motorcycle. I would guess it's in the 300-pound range at the most. Look at that, look at that, look at that. Ha ha! I like it. I like it a lot. Wow, what a beauty, what a beauty. You know what, let's see what it does in the bridge test. The brakes are very different. I'm not sure what it has in the back. I know it has a disc on the front. It's I'm gonna say this, and I hope it doesn't offend anybody, it's very bicycle-like in a lot of ways. The handle, it's so light, you know. Well, he's really accurate about the speed of the RPM, the engine speed. You get over over 4,000 and it really smooths out and it really runs a lot better. It's an air-cooled, oil-cooled single, like I said. It's got a leading link front suspension. Let's see how we do here. Can we do a circle? Can we do a circle? Well, we just did a circle. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. I'm starting to get used to the clutch. Wow. Me gusta mucho. It's it will not behave like a normal modern motorcycle. Just be aware of that. And how it does act is what you pay for. That's what you get. The very unique handling and feel of a motorcycle. Should we do the hill spin test? Nobody behind us? Nobody ahead of us? Let's see if I can do her. The clutch is grabby, like I said. It's a very different clutch in that way. Next time you make your way to the mighty metropolis of Marne, Iowa, look at how that turns. Make sure you stop right here at the D-Rail Grill. Grab yourself a Wahoo burger, by golly. I like it. I like it a lot. I like this a lot. It's not like a standard motorcycle in any way. It's very old school. It has a vintage feel for sure. I'm not even going to say classic. It has a vintage feel. I mean, okay, there's the bike in the looking glass there. You know, if I roll this back like that to where you could only see the front wheel and front end, it looks like an absolute vintage bike. Leading link suspension, aluminum wheels. I don't know if the wheels are aluminum. Spoke wheels. Disc brake on the front. There's that single cylinder 440 some cc engine. I think it's a single overhead cam, puts out about 30 horsepower. I don't know the torque numbers. It's got fins and it does have an oil cooler. Now running back to the rear end, oh, by the way, look at the gas tank. That's an aluminum tank, about 2 gallons, he said. He gets about 60 miles a gallon at 60 miles an hour. Look at the seat there. And that rear end is really a copy of a Vincent rear end. You know, he's got the 2 shocks laying flat in the back. The pivot point is right by the engine for the bottom pivot point. Disc brake on the back, so he does have a disc on the rear. Look at that whole, look at that thing. Wow. The pipes are interesting. He had the shiny pipes put on. You can get them in brushed also. He had the shiny pipes put on. As far as how do I sit, okay, I'm just barely standing right now. So I'm right over the bike. Now on the 250, when I stood up, I was literally off the ground. So, I mean, I was literally off the seat. Now I'm still on the seat, but just barely. So it's a very low seat height. I've got a 30-inch inseam. See, now I'm getting the hang of that clutch. Every motorcycle clutch and transmission, I'm too low, I shipped it too soon. Every motorcycle clutch and transmission work different. Okay, let's park this hot rod and get... Alright my friends, if y'all are interested in a new or used Royal Enfield Triumph classic British bike of any type, every now and then a Janus, get yourself over here to Baxter Cycle in the mighty metropolis of Marne, Iowa. They got thingamajigs, doodads, gear like this wonderful Royal Enfield Explorer 3 V3 jacket, gloves, helmets, you name it, they got it, by golly, they can help you out. Or go to baxtercycle.com. Those guys They'll help you out. Life is good, my friends. Life is good. Now, I'm going to rustle up my motorcycle. He's going to hop on that one. We're going to go get some lunch. Wahoo! Yippee-yi-yay! Yippee-yi-yo! Down the road we go. Beautiful, beautiful machine.